Hello, Malik Currington here, Family Budget Fisherman. Thank you for tuning in to another special episode on this channel. As you read in the thumbnail and in the description below, I'm going to be doing an unboxing and a first impressions of an old favorite rod. And this is sort of a mega haul. So from Sportsman's Warehouse, right? From Sportsman's Warehouse. Even though it's not a lot of products, sort of a mega haul. So let's get started. Thank you for tuning in. Like I said, this is sort of a mega haul, although I don't have a whole lot of products. I got a first impressions here and I got some baits here I want to share with you. So I want to mention to you that one of the things that Sportsman's Warehouse does a couple of times a year, they do these promotions. In February, they do a balloon popping. And if you get a certain percentage off on the balloon popping, you can apply that to your purchases. For Father's Day in particular, and now in October, they used to do it in November, but now it's October. They have this promotion where if you spend $200, you get a $50 off coupon. Now that amounts to, on $200, 25% off, and that's not too bad. That includes their sale items as well. So if you go in there and you buy some sale items that are for sale, this acts like cash when you get a chance to purchase it. Now this year, we buy in the $200 in October, and then in November, you get to spend the $50. And you don't have to spend a certain amount over the $50. I would recommend that you go $1 or $2 over so you can take advantage of the whole thing. But just think, it actually could be more than 25% off if items you're getting are on sale or discounted or cleared off. So think on that. So what did I get? Obviously, I got a rod, and I'll go through the rod in just a minute as a first impression. But I went and got some Lucky Craft lures. I got they had a little discount on these Lucky Crafts here, almost 50% off on the Lucky Crafts. So I got this is the Lucky Craft Gizzard Shad. It's a floating 2.5 inches or 2 3/4 inches. And it's a little over a half ounce, 5/8, and it dives to 5 feet. And in the waters that I fish, that's deep enough. I'm not much of a deep cranker as it is. So I got that. And then also this one is a 60 millimeter or 2 2/5 half ounce, and it dives to 4 feet. And so once again, I got that. And the color on here is Crazy Red Craw, and the color on here, well, I said Gizzard Shad, and both of these are floating, okay, as you can see them here. I'm going to give you a last look at these here. Okay. One of the reasons why I hold them up a little bit longer, on my end it seems like a long time, but I notice when people are doing these videos, you need to hold them up a little bit longer so people can actually read and see it, because if I flash it up, I'm already looking at what I'm getting ready to show you. So if I flash it up, I've already seen it for the 5 seconds. You need that time as well to get used to seeing what you see. I got 2 packs of the Lost Creek, which is Sportsman's Warehouse. That's their house brand. And these are some crappie jigs. And yes, I do catch good sized bass, 2.5 pound bass on these, as well as some pretty good sized crappies. These are 2-inch fat grubs, and I got them in the colors of pink, and like a pink, hot pink and white. You can see that there. They're curly tails, and they're nice looking. Then I got some baby crawdads, because everything likes a crawdad. Again, this is Lost Creek, and these are burgundy and black right here. I also got the same thing in a more of a lighter crawdad color, as you can see there. Nice, huh? Oh yeah. So then, of course, I got some nail weights. Got a pack of nail weights. And this, of course, is when you need weights for worms, for worm presentations that you're doing, Nico rigs and so forth. Also, I got I got something. I promised myself that I probably would never, ever get this. But my son, for whatever reason, whatever we were watching, he kind of caught hold of this and he wants to see it. He wants to throw it. And this is the umbrella rig by Yum. Umbrella rig by Yum. And as you can see, this is the Flash Mob Junior 5-wire. And it already comes with the hooks and some of the baits. And so I'm going to let him throw this. We got a special rig that we got set up to make sure that he can throw it and get it back. But also, I did already warn him that it can cause fatigue. So just to be careful. But then on the other hand, he might bring in a 5-pound bass. Who knows? But we're going to make sure that he has a good time throwing this particular bait. Of course, he's going to be throwing it on my fins, 645. So we're throwing a $15 bait. We're going to make sure we get it back. So at any rate, that's what I got. Now here was my first impression of the Phenix Feather series. Okay. Now you might wonder, why am I buying a Phenix Feather? This will go into my rod locker. And by the way, stay tuned for my 2023 rod arsenal. So you'll see what I have been using. Normally, I put these videos out at the beginning of the year, but as I mentioned to you, I got a new position at my church as the senior pastor there, and that kind of took up a lot of space in my life. So I haven't gotten my rod arsenal video out, but I will get it out within the next couple of weeks or so. So this is the Phenix Feather series. Now this is a $169 rod retail. This is part of the deal that I got. I was able to squeeze all of this in for $200, and they gave me a $50 coupon. So for the price less than the cost of this rod rather, I got all of this. Okay, that's why I said this alone was worth its weight. Now, why did I get this? I got this rod because, and I'll give you the specs on it in total, but let me jump ahead and share with you this. Now, this rod, I waited before I started this video. This rod weighs 3.1 ounces. It's a very, very light rod, but it is styled as a heavy. This is an FTX-5 or -S, I think it is. 7 foot 1 inch heavy rod, which means the line diameter that it recommends I use, and this is always based upon monofilament or fluorocarbon, 10 to 20 pound line. And the lure rating, now this is where it really gets good. The lure rating is 1/4 ounce to 1 3/4 ounce. I can throw a bait, say any of the swim baits that you've seen me promote on this channel, 1.5 ounce swim baits I have in there. I can throw those on this spinning rod here. Now I got the reels to be able to handle it, but it's the rod that I was concerned about, because spinning rods are not usually built for that kind of work. But like one of my members of my church mentioned, well, what is the preferred rod used when you go inshore fishing? The preferred rod is a spinning rod, usually an ugly stick. So I probably should have made the connection, but this is a freshwater. I do have some saltwater inshore spinning rods in there, but this is a freshwater rod. Very, very light, almost scary light. And this will be for me my swim bait and my frog rod. It will double up as both. And I may even do some punching. I mean, if it can handle a 1.5 ounces, I tend to not punch more than 3/4 of an ounce, because where I fish, I don't need to go 1.5 ounces or 2 ounces. I know I live near the California Delta, like a lot of folks. Now I live closer, just a few minutes away from Mount Shasta Lake. But when I was down in the Delta, I saw a lot of people who punched with, 1.5 ounces, 2 ounces, and so forth. I can tell you the cover here is not always that thick where you need that much weight. So yeah, I can actually pitch and flip and punch with this spinning rod if 1 3/4 ounces is what it could take. So having said that, this is my first impressions. This is a 7'1" heavy action, not medium heavy, but heavy action rod. It is ridiculously light. It is feather light for the rod that it is, but they say they can handle it. It has the hook keeper way down here. I'm not gonna get into that, but it's down here. The lock nut is down at the bottom. My bag is flying away. The lock nut is down at the bottom. You know, I have rods where the lock nut's at the bottom, at the top, and it's usually not a big deal either way, but here it is. Beautiful painting on it. It has the Fuji guides that are tangle free. And how many guides are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So between the stripper guide and the tip, you got enough. It looks like it's got enough, enough, what do you call it? It looks like it has enough guides. It doesn't need an extra guide on here. So we're gonna see what happens. Of course, it's gonna get the 24-hour on the water treatment. As a matter of fact, after I do this video, I am going to load this rod with some line and a reel, and I'm going to take her fishing today. So you might get some pictures on Instagram if everything works out right. At any rate, that's what I have here for you. Take advantage of Sportsman's Warehouse. The deal that they have going on, I think it's a fantastic deal considering they're heavy on hunting. And so they don't do as much for fishing. So when the opportunity comes up for them to promote fishing by comparison to what they do for hunting, I'd say take advantage of it. This again is the Phenix Feather Series rod. I am holding the 7'1" medium heavy action rod. And I say to you, hey, whatever you do, don't break your family's budget trying to buy anything period, but in particular for this channel, any of this fishing equipment, but by any other legal and ethical means, get out there and break your personal best. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.